One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won.
Hello, my name is Beatriz Caraballo. I'm the CEO of BMC Network Communications LLC here in the state of New Jersey. It is a broadcasting and public relations company. I am very proud and very honored to present to you my news project entitled Faces of Our Kings. It is a campaign against racism and hatred. Racism and hatred has plagued our lives for a very, very long time. Hatred has taken over in extraordinary numbers, and it has caused us to lose so many lives. We cannot continue to hate each other. We cannot continue to hate each other, especially just because of our skin color, just because my hair is different than yours, just because our kings are powerful and influential. We cannot continue to allow these things to happen. This year, watching Mr. George Floyd call out for his mother as he knew that he would die in the hands of individuals that have taken the oath to protect us, to serve us, to serve the community. I'm not here to bash the police departments because they are the authority. I would like them to change their ways, to not allow their hatred towards anyone, especially that of color, to influence their judgment, their instant judgment. Because I understand that at a moment of despair, of you stand that. But I must beg you, go to your training, because I do know that you are trained to use your minds instead of your weapons. And I know that because I had a son in a police department, and he did exactly that. Every time a situation escalated, he didn't go immediately to his gun. He didn't resort to killing anyone. He resorted to the power of influence. He resorted to calming down the individual and avoiding anyone getting hurt or killed. So I know that you're trained to do those things. It would be great. It would be just phenomenal if in our school systems the real history is taught, good or bad, but it is taught. We're taught that the Europeans came over and they discovered all these great things and they did all these great things. But we are not taught that Europeans came over to all our lands and killed and robbed and raped and destroyed, all in the name of greed, of power. We want the true history to be taught. how our people were killed, how the natives were just stripped of everything, how in the 1600s the Europeans went into Africa and kidnapped so many Africans. And yes, I've heard, yes, I've read, yes, I know that some have come free will. But millions came unwillingly, in shackles and chains. And once here, through the years, the abuse was just uncanny. And yes, I have heard that we cannot blame the Caucasians now for what their ancestors did. But if you in your heart feel racism, real racism, real hatred for any of us, then you too can be blamed for what your ancestors did, because you continue that legacy. We are asking that you change your mindsets, that you open your minds. Allow yourselves to get to know each individual that comes before you make any judgment. But before that, just sit down and ask questions that you wish to know. Ask questions that you wish to find. Instead of going into the normal, we need you to change your mindsets and change your behaviors. All of us do. We have to work and start to work together so that we can have a better future. I have grandkids. I don't want my grandkids to go through this, to have to experience any of this. I don't want my grandkids to see hatred. I don't want my grandkids to feel racism. I have a granddaughter that's half Puerto Rican and half black. I have two beautiful babies that are half Filipinos and half Puerto Ricans. And Filipinos go through their racism. People hate them as much as they hate us. I don't want our grandkids to go through that. I'm sure that you don't want your children and your grandchildren to go through that either. In this project, I have chosen 12 phenomenal kings, professional men out in the community. One, that they are doing better for their own lives and for the lives of their families. And two, that they are doing phenomenal things in the community to change the world we live in. Change the world we live in. Because it cannot just be all about you. Our lives matter. Black lives matter. Latino lives matter. Indian lives matter. Regardless if you accept that or not. We matter. Not that we matter more than you. We want to matter equally as you. We want equal rights. We want to be able to sit at the table and make decisions that influence not only our local community, but our nation. We want to be heard. We want to be respected. We want to be acknowledged. We want equality. I am very glad and I am very honored that I have chosen these 12 men to represent what so many fear. See, you fear the skin color, you fear the unknown, And it's okay to fear the unknown. It is. But to act in a negative way is not okay. You only create more hatred and more negativity in the world. So in this project, I have chosen to love. My partner, which is also spearheading a lot of the components to this movement. Andre Daniels, Mayor Emeritus of West Hampton. Gus Conde, which is the photographer from Conde Exposed that is producing this video. Raheem Samad, creative director of Smart Impact Media, which will be producing another very powerful video. Rob Smith, creative director of 1122 Productions. Dr. Pedro Santana, president of Deal With It Consulting. Eric Powell, owner and founder of My Heartbeats Clothing and Heart Picks Photography. Raul Robinson, founder of Pressing Towards the Mark Consulting and founding board member of Mastery Charter Schools in the city of Camden. Bruce Boyd, CEO and founder of Building Our Youth Development. John Childress, president, Childress Business Consulting, and also my personal business consultant, which I am very grateful. Because of him, I started my own business. He encouraged me, he pushed me, he influenced me, and he continues to influence me, and never allows me to give up. Never. Manuel Hernandez, owner of Respect My Lens, and Miles Hernandez, which is his son, which is part of this movement. And you'll see why. Marchello Hancock, owner and personal trainer of The Pinnacle. Aaron Gorey, staff nurse at Coatesville VA Medical Center and a personalized living counselor. And Juan Gonzalez, he is an attorney at law offices of Juan Gonzalez and my dear cousin. These are all phenomenal men doing phenomenal things and great things for themselves and their community. You know, it rests on our shoulders the obligation of changing the atmosphere, changing our environment to make it better. Every year, make it better. 2020 has made us face things that we never thought we would ever have to face. We are facing what we swept underneath the rug for so long. We are facing what has been what we have been trying to put behind us. I encourage all of you, change your mindsets. I encourage the men. I give thank you to all the queens for always leading these movements. But it is time for our kings to step up and let their voices be heard. They are our protectors. They are our everything. Let's hear them out. Let's encourage them. Let's change again. Let's change the world we live in so that our future can be brighter for not only us. Because, see, when we leave, when we go home, It is our babies, it is our grandbabies that are left to live here. And if you don't stand for something, your grandbabies will be suffering. Your children will be suffering. Is that what you wish to leave behind? I am calling you all out. Make a stand wherever you are listening to me. Make a stand for what's right. Within your communities, you know what you need. Make that demand. Make that request. Write to your elected politicians. And when it's time to vote, go vote. Register and go vote. No excuses. I want to thank everybody that's involved with this project. Everybody. Lisa Fontanez, which is our leading photographer, she is just taking oh my God, just really beautiful, amazing, powerful images of our kings. And that will be posting through all our social media. It will come out in different magazines and newspapers, Spanish and English, because this racism and this hatred, yes, it takes place in the Latino community as well. And so I'm standing for you. It takes place in our Indian community as well. I'm standing for you. We will build a brighter future, because this is the road to a brighter future. Your influence, my influence. Love you, everyone.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours.